Fight man in boxing, led the Flair Cobbs. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, I know everybody been waiting on this video. I seen with Earl, a lot of people sent it to me, but I was on the phone with Lion Killer, and we was gonna go live for the fight, but he ain't want to. I ain't want to. Looked at the undercard, and then the way the Ennis fight ended last night, I mean, Bandera was gonna get blew out anyway. But shout out to Boots, he looked good last night. But let's talk about Errol Spence. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and basically he said that he ain't trying to fight Crawford. I want to move up and fight Canelo, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I respect dudes to be real. Like, man, I don't want to fight him. You ain't got to give me a reason why. Just say you don't want to fight him. You know, instead of doing all that AJ shit with Wilder and doing all that stuff, with whoever. I say something about these Eastern European fighters. They've evolved. You know what I'm saying? But they have to. I don't say they evolved. They have evolved into great fighters. But one thing I can say about them, they'll fight anybody. They'll fight anybody. These fighters today, these black fighters, man, is terrible. And like I said before, I've been lost respect for that man. I've been lost respect for Errol Spence, man. Now look, if it was a situation where he wasn't really saying like I'm ducked, all these guys ducking me. If he just a regular motherfucker that kept his mouth shut, just did his job, it's easier to duck. Then we don't have nothing to say. If you don't give people the sound clips, if you don't say I'm gonna take Crawford belt, or he on the wrong. If he don't say none of that and just remain like Leo Santa Cruz, Errol Spence wouldn't get no blowback. Look at Santa Cruz. He don't get no blowback. I know I want to fight. And it's my promoter, and I can respect that. Even though he a punk, but I can respect him just saying, I'm gonna answer your question and then, I'm gone. But at the end of the day, like I said, I've been lost respect for him, and it don't matter to him. All he care about is the money, and that's what's wrong with boxing. That nigga gave these young niggas so much money that the craft don't matter no more. Perfecting the craft, fighting the best, and all they doing is destroying boxing to the point of no return. And my tell you, boxing will never be gone. Man, shit. All boxing gonna end up on NBC Sports. Watch. But he said, he gotta take a 60-40 or 70-30 split. My whole thing is this. What the fuck have you done to deserve a 50-50 split? Honestly. You talking about Crawford, he fought the better. Who did he fight that week that's going into the Hall of Fame besides Danny Garcia? And Danny Garcia ain't a Hall of Fame welterweight. Danny Garcia is a Hall of Famer based on his resume and body of work at 140 pounds. That's what Danny Garcia is. That's what he is. He won a Hall of Fame fighter at 47. What have Errol Spence done to put him in a Hall of Fame? Put two belts together in a 30-belt era. You should be able to put two belts together. Sean Porter ain't no Hall of Famer. Lamont Peterson ain't no Hall of Famer neither. No disrespect. I ain't gonna get disrespectful with my blue, but he's not a Hall of Famer. What have he done to make you think he'd go up to? I'll say that one. But he can do it as he please. I just, you got to realize that boxing is at a place, is in a bad place at this point. It's not just because of the fighters, it's because the fans let the fighters get away with it. And I don't know if it's I don't know if it's because Earl from the South, and the South ain't had as many great fighters, and they don't hold their fighters accountable, like Philadelphia, like New York, like Michigan, the state of Michigan, Detroit. At the end of the day, if Errol Spence was from Detroit pulling that whole move, everybody would let him know about it. He couldn't go out like that. And I don't even know if it's just that Dallas or Dallas ain't had that many world champions, or he wouldn't been in A. When I think the South, these new fight fans, they love Earl because they don't know too many fighters from the South. But one of the greatest fighters of all time, and Roy Jones Jr. is from the South. One of the greatest heavyweights, the George Foreman from the South. But when you don't have that collective group, to hold them accountable, like Philly ain't gonna let you get away with no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They will hold Errol Spence accountable. Detroit not gonna let it. Chicago ain't gonna let it happen. All them rappers gangsters been talking junk about him, dude. Like in Detroit, Tommy Hearns went up and he lost and got knocked out by Sugar Ray Leonard. But you know what? People appreciate the heart. They appreciate Tommy Hearns fighting the best. They appreciate that. Same thing with Tommy Hearns going to fight Marvin Hagler. They appreciate it. James Toney ain't duck no fade. The state of Michigan, everybody loves James Toney. Everybody. My whole thing is, like when you start ducking and acting like a punani, like he gets no respect. And then these dudes say I'm lying about what people say, what they saying behind the scenes. I done heard it from the WBC. I done heard it from one source, another source. Like, dude, it's just despicable. In my Daffy Duck voice. You know, I look here before, man. I'm telling you, man, they go out their way not to make black fighters. Think about it. Vegas don't go on Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Man, they might have to fight in Texas, man. Atlanta, Memphis. You know what I'm saying? The Barclays Centers. But really, they don't want all them niggas, you know, in Times Square. Have you ever been to Times Square, downtown New York? They don't want all them niggas there. You know, they don't want all them niggas there. On this, they can't fight in Vegas. Vegas racist, we know that. Or some places in Vegas is racist. So think about where they gonna fight at. It's going to have to be Atlanta. It's gonna have to be Memphis. Somewhere neutral. But honestly, I don't really care no more. You look at Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, giving him a 50-50. And people say, well, he was the lineal champ. He had belts. He had. Keyword had. It ain't like he retired. Like, this dude got suspended. He got suspended it. But he got to take 70-30, 60-40. And Chris Minnick's like, well, you know, I can go up and fight Canelo. Go up and fight Canelo. Nigga, you couldn't even beat Sean Porter. Shit, you couldn't even knock out Mikey Garcia. If you think he could beat Canelo Alvarez, you smoking dick. For real. That motherfucker ain't got the skill set to beat Crawford. I gotta move up and fight Canelo. And then I'll never show up to a Crawford fight. They said he showed up to the Thomas Delorme fight. Come on. But just look at the hypocrisy of this nigga right here, man. Then he said when they was at the Cesados and Booker fight, oh, I came here, I knew you was gonna be here. I knew you was, hold on. I thought you would never show up to link up with Crawford. Just not this fight. You've been to his fight. They said you was at the Delorme fight. He's just a hypocrite. Oh, I never show up with Crawford. Well, hey, you showed up to the Cesados and Hooker fight to see. I knew you was gonna be. That's why I came. I knew. Oh man, this is what boxing has come to. Black fighters being able to duck and still get paid a lot of money. They done gentrified boxing. And like I said, if he come out and say I don't want to fight him, stop misleading the fans. Just say you don't want to fight him. Oh, Al don't want to do it right now. You can say that. Al don't think it makes sense. Oh yeah, Al don't think it makes sense. And I think everybody respect him a little bit more. But then you're going to always have his fans that's going, damn, hold on. But then you're going to always have these fans that's going to enable them. The South should be ashamed to be boxing. I don't even like Southern boxing fans, the majority of them. They should be ashamed, dude. But then again, a lot of these new generation fans, I'm not talking about the old generation, a lot of these new generation fans, they ain't never seen nothing like this before. They don't even know, they don't remember Roy Jones fighting in his prime, or they wasn't live. They don't remember, Antonio Tarver doing his thing and Nate Campbell doing his thing. They don't remember that. Roy Jones was on top like he was scared of the drop. Only reason Roy started losing because he got old and he went up and came down in weight. Errol Spence wasn't even 10% of what Roy Jones was at his peak. 10% of the ability. George Foreman, great fighter. He ain't George Foreman. George Foreman easily handled Joe Frazier. And Joe Frazier's an all-time great. He talking about, shit, what have you done besides... And the reason you got 2 belts is because it's on your side of the street. They didn't have to fight nobody hard for them belts. So we fought Kell Brook. He came off an eye injury. And he was giving you the business in the middle, the half of that fight. Nobody talk about him struggling with Kell Brook. Had Kell Brook been healthy and not took the Golovkin fight, Kell Brook probably would have ended up going longer and probably losing in the 11th, 12th round. He might have made it the distance and beat Errol Spence. Sean Porter, he had a draw with Julio Diaz, for God's sake. So tell me, who is he fought as a Hall of Famer? He's a big fella squeezing down in weight. Who is he fought as a Hall of Famer? Lamont's not a Hall of Famer. Chris Van Deer not a Hall of Famer. Lartley not a Hall of Famer. Chris Algieri not a Hall of Famer. Mikey ain't a Hall of Famer in my book. Don't care what they say about Mike. You know, Hall of Famer. Who is he beat? Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Hall of Famer, based off what he did at 140. So he beat one blown up Hall of Famer. One. You know, like Ghostface said, one. One. You know, but then again, these dudes they gonna speak what they want to speak. They gonna do what they want to do. They gonna have their own opinion. And at this point, like, dude, I'm just dispatching myself for ignorant boxing. He's a bitch. Ain't no two ways around it, dude. This dude is a whole hoochie mama. He a punk. He a punk. He showed up Canelo fight. I can go fight Canelo. Like, why don't you get on your hands and knees and give him a blowjob? Yes, sir. I get you a blowjob, sir. Yes, I get on my hands and knees. And I get you a blowjob. I'm telling y'all, dude, he's a clown. He's a clown. Oh, we can happen next year, and I ain't trying to hear that, dude. Nigga, you've been saying this for 2 or 3 years now. It can happen next year, sir. He don't want that fight. If he said, Al Heyman, I want the fight to happen. Somehow, he got to take 60-40. Like, what have you done? And then I remember people saying, well, how many people we had at Cowboy Stadium? I can't remember. I think it was like 16,000. Like, Crawford filled up his hometown too. If he fight Lincoln, he fight Omaha, he gonna fill it up. So what's that telling me? You ain't broke no live gate records. Look, they be lying about his pay-per-view numbers, dude. Him and Sean did like 200,000. 180 to 200,000. So they trying to pump him up to like you ain't no star, dude, at all. And why would Canelo even fight you and not fight Charlos first? You know, but a lot of people say, in the gym he'd do well at 160. Maybe he can't go the distance with Canelo. Canelo punching power is over-glorified. It's overrated, excuse me. Maybe he can outbox Canelo. Maybe he can dog Canelo. You know, maybe he don't want to go to 54 and fight those tough fights. Maybe he feel like he ready to retire. Because where do you go after Canelo fight once he beat the shit out of him? You know, ain't no big... Once you get that much money, you know, do you really want to go back and fight for pennies at 154? Pennies on the dollar? He don't want to. Just sound like he ready to get out the game, man. You know, it's good when you financially can leave boxing to be secure. It is, but then again, a lot of people don't want that fight to happen. He gonna pull a Mikey Garcia and go up to 160 pounds and get his ass beat. And that's it. Y'all, he can't beat Canelo. You see Canelo beating bigger man. And when he gonna blow up way big to fight Earl, he gonna blow up to like 190. Earl don't have a skill set to move up and really dominate Canelo. I'm not sure he could beat Triple G. He damn sure he can't beat Demetrius Andrade. He don't have a skill set, dude. When I look at him, he ain't gonna be able to walk Canelo down like he do his opponents. He got to box him like he did Mikey Garcia. And to me, he don't have great hand speed. And to move up to 68, he don't have great hand speed or the fluidity, or he ain't slick like Floyd Mayweather. He ain't gonna. People look at Floyd beating Canelo, and that was Floyd just got abilities that he don't have. He don't have nothing that Floyd got. He beat Floyd up in it. That's the gym. Paul Salvador, if it's actual facts or visuals of Paul Salvador, Paul Salvador beating Floyd Mayweather, outboxing him. Could he have did that under the lights? Probably not. Lamont Peterson broke Floyd Mayweather's ribs. Rumor. So when I just look at the situation, it's like, to me, it's like, it is what it is. Everybody gonna have their opinion, but then again, it's blatant. Like, at this point, if you got an Earl Spence fan and they can't see at this point he ducking, like, ain't no point in just convincing them. You might as well just move on. He has him about Crawford. I can move up and fight Canelo, but he gotta take 65. Get the fuck out of here. He's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, dude. And he's a bitch, man. It don't even matter to me no more. I knew it wasn't gonna happen. So, for Crawford, ain't nothing you really can do. They said if this was 20 years ago, man, he would have had to fight him. But right now in the social media era with these many cocksuckers out here, he ain't gotta fight him, man. So, that is what it is, man. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, call, response, your video request. All my social media links, subscription, Twitter, Fastway, Facebook, and Instagram. We also got a Facebook group. The link there as well, too. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget to check out my backup channel, Goodfellas Sports TV 2.0. Excuse me. More to see sports talk as well right here on YouTube. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas, Goodfellas Sports TV. We on.
Believe about
I'm on the phone.
You on the phone?
Yeah.
You looking at my baby?
No, I ain't looking
right?
at him. No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Next time we come outside, don't be staring and shit like that. I don't like that.
I wasn't looking at him.